Hello, lovely students, and welcome back to my channel. Have you ever heard someone say that a child's mind is like a sponge, meaning that they can learn new skills and pick up languages without even trying too hard? Well, it's actually true. Now, I'm going to assume that most of you aren't 5 years old anymore, which means that learning new skills takes a bit more effort. But don't worry, you can actually trick your brain into learning more easily. I'm going to share some hacks that could make your English learning journey so much smoother, and hopefully a lot more enjoyable. I've also created a special free gift for you today. I've created a PDF cheat sheet with all of my recommendations that you can download and use to help you on your English learning journey. I've been learning and teaching languages for years, longer than I'd like to admit, and all of my expertise is in this one document. If you would like to download my language learning cheat sheet, all you have to do is click on the link in the description box or scan the QR code just there. You enter your name and your email address, choose your English level, and the PDF will arrive directly in your inbox. And after that, you've joined my free PDF club. You'll automatically receive my free weekly PDFs, alongside all of my news, course updates, dates, and offers. It's a free service. You can unsubscribe at any time with just one click. Okay, let's get into some of these brain hacks. First one here, cultivate a growth mindset. I've never been good at learning English. I'll never be able to understand this advanced level grammar, so what's the point in trying? If you've ever had thoughts like these before, you might have more of a fixed mindset. This is the idea that only people with natural talents and skills can succeed in learning something. Your ability is fixed. It can't develop. You're basically saying, I am who I am, and that's that. On the other hand, people with growth mindsets believe that abilities can be developed through hard work, perseverance, good study habits, effective strategies for learning, and so on. So, how can this help you with your language learning journey? Well, you can try to hack your brain and reframe some of the negative, limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Here are a few examples. Maybe you tell yourself, my vocabulary isn't good enough. If you catch yourself stuck on this negative thought, flip it to something more positive like, I'm learning around 10 new words a week, and my vocabulary is growing steadily. Let's reframe another one. I can't figure out when to use different verb tenses in English. I give up. I know it can be frustrating, but again, we can reframe this. Say something like, okay, this way of learning isn't working for me. What other strategies can I try to learn this more effectively? Slowly but surely, you can trick your brain into adopting a more positive approach to learning English. Okay, let's move on to the next one, SMART goals. So now that your head is in the right place, let's talk about setting the right kind of goals. SMART in SMART goals stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Let's break this down with some specific examples. Specific. Instead of saying, I want to improve my English, try, I want to be able to start conversations and understand people I meet when traveling. Measurable. Make it something you can track. I will learn 5 new phrases per week that I can use in common situations when I go traveling. Keep a record of your progress to boost motivation and tick the phrases off when you've used them. Achievable. Be realistic. If you're a beginner, don't aim to listen to an entire podcast within a week. Break challenging goals down into manageable, bite-sized chunks. Relevant. Make sure your goal matters to you. If you love traveling, focus on that. If you're hoping to build your business internationally, focus on professional English. Time-bound. Set a deadline. I want to achieve this in 3 months, for example. Putting it all together, a SMART goal might look like this. For the next 3 months, I will learn 5 new phrases per week that I can use while traveling, with the aim of being able to chat comfortably with people I meet. Great goal. The benefit of a SMART goal is that it's something you can write down and track, and it's so important that you can track it. I've included an exercise for building SMART goals in my cheat sheet, so make sure you download that. There is something so satisfying about crossing off another day of studying, and that feeling is backed by science. When you accomplish a task, your brain releases dopamine, which makes you feel happy. Seeing that you're sticking to your plan and making progress will trick your brain into wanting more and more. Now, you might be thinking, that's still a pretty big goal. And you're right. This is when we bring in our next trick, the 2-minute rule. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, a brilliant book, by the way, suggests using the 2-minute rule. Instead of committing to learning 5 new phrases no matter how long it takes, instead, commit to learning new vocabulary for just 2 minutes and see how you feel. The logic here is similar to exercise. If you want to lift a 20-kilogram dumbbell, you're probably going to need to start with the 5-kilogram dumbbells and work your way up. Your brain responds the same way. You need to work up to bigger, more intense tasks. Trying to achieve huge goals sets you up for failure. Break tasks down, start small, and build yourself up. Now imagine you want to start listening to podcasts in English. Let's try the 2-minute rule. Pick an English podcast or video you've been meaning to watch. Set a timer for 2 minutes and start listening. When the timer goes off, ask yourself, how much of that did I understand? How interesting is the content? Do I want to keep listening? Why or why not? And the most important part of the practice is to celebrate your small successes. Say something like, "Wow, I just understood a full 2 minutes of this podcast." Affirmations like this boost the happy chemicals in your brain, motivating you to keep learning and practicing. And the best thing is, you can do this with everything. I'll just read 1 page of this book. I'm going to answer 5 of these grammar questions. I'm going to spend 2 minutes reviewing the vocabulary I learned last week. As you start to feel more comfortable, add more time. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and so on. But make sure you celebrate your wins every step of the way. Okay, Before we talk about my next hack, I want to remind you of something I mentioned earlier. Our brains work in a similar way to our muscles. The more you exercise, the stronger you get. Your brain isn't a muscle, but the more you do certain tasks, the more synapses or connections your brain creates. And one of the best ways to create these synapses and grow your brain is regular exercise. Now, you probably weren't expecting to hear this in a video about learning English, but trust me, it's a game changer. A part of the brain called the hippocampus is associated with learning and memory. Research shows that exercise can grow this part of your brain so that you can think more clearly and retain what you learn. It's amazing. Exercise also increases your attention, and in our world of TikToks and Reels, our ability to pay attention has gone way down. I've noticed it in myself, but to learn a new skill and to make English come naturally, you need to give it your full attention. Even just 2 minutes of exercise can boost your attention significantly, and if that's not a study hack, I don't know what is. If you want sustained attention and to get your brain in tip-top shape for learning, simple things like going for a walk, a bike ride, or dancing around your room like a fool can help improve your overall concentration. Put another way, anytime you take the dog for a walk or take the stairs instead of the lift, you're increasing your capacity to learn. After exercise, take a few minutes to focus on English. You could write in your journal about your day or practice speaking about what you saw during your walk. The key is to do this without any distractions. Put your phone away, turn off the TV, and give your full attention to English for just a few minutes. By doing this, you're taking advantage of your increased focus from exercise and reinforcing your English skills at the same time. It doesn't have to be a long study session. Even 5 to 10 minutes of concentrated effort can make a big difference. Okay, I think that's enough brain hacking for today. But remember, the key to all these tips is consistency. Keep at it, and you'll find English becoming more and more natural to you every day. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and I will see you in another video.